In a moment, I'm going to ask you to think of one of these cards. It's a completely free choice. I'm going to dribble through the deck. You say stop whenever you want. Here? Okay. Please remember the card. Got it? Keep saying it to yourself again and again. And it's the Queen of Clubs. You're thinking of the Queen of Clubs. Do you know how many cards you cut?
No.
Okay, let's try this. It's 28. You've cut 28 cards.
27. 28 cards.
King of Diamonds, 2 of Clubs, 2 of Spades. Yeah. Hello there, I'm Andy Nyman. This is The Code. I am so excited that you have bought this. I'm so excited that Theory 11 have got it out to the market. This is one of the very first things that I ever invented. I handmade one for myself. I've waited so long to get this out there to the standard that I wanted. You are going to love this. You're going to learn the code. It's going to take you, you're going to learn it quicker than it takes you to get the cellophane off the box. It's so quick. It's so simple to use. You are going to fool people so deeply, so quickly, and so easily with this. You are going to love it. It's like a Swiss Army knife. You're going to find loads of different applications that you just suddenly will think, oh, I can use it for that. Not only am I going to teach you some of my favorite effects using it, I've also asked some very good magical friends who have put their brilliant brains to use and come up with a couple of really fantastic other thoughts for you as well. You are going to get so much value out of this. It's going to be your new magic best friend. I'm Andy Nyman. This is The Code. Okay, so if you haven't opened your deck already, here we go. This is the code. I'm going to walk through you at the same time. In fact, let's have a little race. Let's see who can get the cellophane off faster. Because, oh my God, I happened to get the one. I swear I didn't prepare that. That is the one deck that actually opened easily. Normally it's about 15 minutes. So I'm opening the box up, trying to be as neat as possible. I can't wait to get into it. So let's not worry about that. Once you've got the cellophane off, don't do anything yet. Don't shuffle that deck, don't do anything. You're going to take the cards out of the box. The top card, I think, is probably a Theory 11 card. Okay, a little bit of advertising. Feel free to do whatever you want with that. The next card is a double backer. Very good, very useful. Next 2 cards, jokers. Okay. Oh, I so should have had a restored Theory 11 card right there. Picked it up and I'll be teaching that one next. Anyway, I'm moving on. I'm teaching you. So don't do anything now because this deck comes ready to go. If you were to grab this out of your bag, open it as a new deck, take those jokers off, which is perfectly natural, you're now ready to use this deck to do something along the lines of, say stop there, please remember the card, and that's the 10 of clubs that you just saw. Bang, straight in, ready to learn the code. The code is so simple. This is my take on the marked deck. There are 3 different markings on the end of the card. 6 markings in total, 3 on each end. It is so well hidden, but so clear once you know what you're looking for. There is no memory work. There is no, oh God, I'm not going to be able to remember how to do that. You will be straight in, I promise you, 5 minutes after I've shown you this, and you will be getting great results. First mark. On the left-hand side of the card here, right where my stubby little finger is, you can see 5S. 5S, right under the angel's wing. 5S, and that is because this is the 5 of spades. That's absolutely like the Ted Leslie system from many years ago that was in a different position, but it's an absolute clarity. That tells you the actual card, and it's easy to remember that because if you're reading a book, you read from left to right. So if you're looking at the card this way, the first thing you're going to look at on the left is the actual card itself. Okay. In the same place, but on the right-hand side, is another marking. 6S. Now it's just coincidence that we've got a 5 of spades and a 6 of spades, but 6S. That tells you the card above this card. It's almost like a mirror shining on that card. It tells you the card above it, 6S. So on the left, 5S, the actual card. On the right, 6S, the card above it. Now there's one final marking. You see it? Well, it's right here in the center of that heart, and that's the number 15. 1, 5. 15. And that tells you exactly how many cards there are above that card. That's 15 cards. Now it doesn't matter which way round the cards are oriented, so it can be 5 of spades, 15, 6 of spades. Makes no difference which way round the deck is. And just for the sake of doing it, if we're going to do this at random, that's a perfect card to cut to. This is the only anomaly, which is a 0 and an S. A 0 is a 10. So that's the 10 of spades. So the 0, S, is the 10 of spades. So if it was a 0C, that would be the 10 of clubs. 8C, well, you know what that is now. 8C, that means it's 8 of clubs above it. And in my hand now, there are 33 cards. That's in the 33rd position. Now, the only card that's different from any of these is the top card, because this is the only card with nothing above it and no cards above it. So there's nothing in the right-hand side, there's nothing in the left-hand side, but there is 4 of clubs, which is the actual card itself. That's the only mark on that card. So I want to show you one of the things that makes this so special as a marked deck as well, is that not only are the markings really clear but beautifully hidden and beautifully designed, is this deck, because of Theory 11's very special relationship with USPCC, this is actually designed by them and Theory 11 in conjunction with them, and it means that this is as close as any deck has ever got to being designed, a marked deck that's as close to a bike deck as they will allow. Now there are obviously some differences there, but at a glance that is pretty incredibly close. The bikes and the code side by side. And those are the markings that create the code. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to teach you is called Sniper. It is an application that is so simple and so deadly, and one of my favourite things with the code. I'm going to try and do this to you and give you the experience that it would be if you were a spectator and I was performing it to you. So when I say, please say stop, you don't have to say stop. You're at home. You don't need to say it to the computer screen or the TV. Okay, it's the sort of thing they put people away for. Don't do it. I'll say it. All right, here we go. So I'm going to show you something. There are 52 different cards here. I'm going to ask you to just think of one of those. And here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to look away. It's really important that you know that I look away. I'm going to look away and I'm just going to flick through the deck like that. And when I flick through the deck, I want you to say stop whenever you want. Now, it's important that you know this is fair. If you think that I've stopped in a special place or I haven't gone exactly where you wanted it to, you just say and we'll do it again because it's so important that you're comfortable with the selection. All right, so here we go. I'm going to look away from you. I'm going to flick through the deck and you say stop whenever you want. Stop there. Are you happy with that? Okay. Please look at and remember that card. Okay? Great. And just keep saying it to yourself again and again and again and again and again. Try to think of nothing but that card. Think of nothing but the value and the suit of that card, and just think of it again and again and again, and imagine sending it to me as if I would be able to pick up that thought from you. It's the three of spades. It's the three of spades. That's Sniper. So I'm going to try a couple of things with you that I think will interest you, because you're pretty interesting. So, and I should show you as well that these are 52 different cards, and this is just, you know, a regular deck. But I just want to try something with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick through the cards like that, and I would like you saw them all go past your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever you want, I want you to say stop. Okay. Now, Brittany, it's really important that you don't think I've stopped at a special place, or that if you're not happy with where we've stopped, just say and we can start again, or I can go a couple of cards more.
Okay.
Honestly, it's got to be fair for you. Okay, so let's try this.
So.
Yeah. Can you see that card just there? Yeah. Will you look at it and remember it? Fantastic. Okay. And now what I want you to do is to just keep saying it to yourself again and again and again. And I want you to imagine that you could send that thought straight to me and just think of that card and just say it to yourself again and again. I'm just going to touch you and again. No. It's the Two of Diamonds.
That's amazing. Very well.
Okay, so you've just seen Sniper. Now I'm going to show you exactly what the mechanics of it are. You already know that, I would think, because you've looked at the way the code is marked up. But I want to show you how it actually works. So, a very important part is I'm going to show you all the cards are different. Really important you know that. And to stress how fair it is, the two things are, if you're not comfortable, if you don't think it's fair, say stop. It's a really important thing. The other thing is I'm going to look away. Okay, I'm not going to look at all. So I'm going over here, say stop. So they say stop wherever. As soon as they've said stop, okay, I want you to remember that card. I come round and I look straight at the marking. As soon as I've done that, I flick away. Now the subtext there is as though I've gone, I want you to remember that card and gone back. It's as though I'm illustrating. I hope that's fair, I hope that's clear. It's the smallest head movement. But really the reason that we cut that out when we went down to the cards and back up when we showed you the performance is really that's the experience you want to replicate for a spectator. You want them to remember, I never looked, I was over here. The first time I looked around, someone said, okay, keep saying it to yourself again and again and again. So one more time over there, say stop, just there, please remember that card. Okay, done that, great. Keep saying it to yourself again and again and again, blah, 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 8 of spades. So now let me show you over the shoulder to show you exactly how the markings work. Okay, so remember, you are marked in this top right corner, and that will tell you the card above it. So what that means is, this becomes a rather brilliant peak deck. The sniper, you are going to look straight down. So when they say stop, stop, and what I'm seeing there is 5S, 5 of spades. So what that means is the card they are looking at is indeed just there, the 5 of spades. Let's do it again. Going here, stop, there, KH, King of Hearts, which means they are looking at the King of Hearts. And let's do it one final time. There. Well, you know what that is, 9H, 9 of Hearts, 9H. That's it. So you've just learnt Sniper. Now I want to show you a second application for that, which is learning the location of the card. And that's doing Sniper exactly the same way, except this time what you're going to be looking at is the central number mark, not the mark on the right hand side telling you the card. So, same thing here. If I would say stop, please look at and remember the card. I now know that the card you are looking at is 22. That is the 22nd card in the deck. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. The 22nd card is the 8 of spades, because I just looked there and it told me. And that is Sniper with the number. So let me show you it one more time. It's exactly the same thing. They're going to show you from the back, but from the front, please remember that. Bang, 18. That's it. So I'm going to show you the peak of the number from here. Now remember, what you're going to be looking at here is the central number, as opposed to in the first Sniper, when you're looking there. This is about the central number, so you don't even need to worry about that, okay? Only that. So, they say stop, you pull open, that's 39. And that means that the card they are looking at, which in this case is the Ace of Diamonds, is the 39th card in the deck. And there's the number 39. Let's do it one more time so you can see it. Same again. Please say stop. Stop, there, you sure? Okay, great, that's 20. And that's Sniper with the number. Okay, so I'm going to show you another Sniper, another way of getting it, the information from the code. This is a fantastic idea from Chris Kenner, who likes the deck, has used the deck and plays with it. And this is a very soft, deceiving, gentle way of using it. I think you're really going to like. So I'm going to leave my hands up here slightly unnaturally, just so you can see everything, and then I'm going to open it up as it should be done. So here we go. So I'm going to just go through the cards like this, and I would like you to say stop whenever you want. You go as far as you want. I'll shut up now. Stop there. Okay, you happy with that? Fantastic. That's the 6 of spades. So that, let me show you from the actual natural position. All you're doing is you're counting the cards off here. You're not looking at anything. As soon as they've stopped, you're going to make it look really fair and your head is really turned away. And I'm going to look straight down at the Sniper position of what that one is just there. Bang. And it's telling me that's the 3 of diamonds. Once you are used to these markings, which is about 10 seconds, it is so clear, it's unbelievable. You're going to love it. So let me show you in actual physical space how I would normally do this. So, I'm going to start just dealing some cards off like this. And whenever you see a card that you like or want to think of, I want this to be as fair as possible, you just say stop. Okay, whenever you want. Stop. Fantastic. Please remember it. Great, you happy with that? Okay. And now I'd go into the revelation, which is the Queen of Hearts. That is Chris Kenner's really simple, fair, super clean Sniper peak. Okay, so I'm going to show you one of my other favourite Sniper moves, and this is called Sniper Dribble, because you're dribbling the deck. It's up to you if you do a soft dribble, which is what I favour, or a sharp dribble, whichever way you want to do it. But as I'm going to dribble down through the cards like this, I'd like you to say stop whenever you want. Please remember that card, and that's the 2 of diamonds. It is exactly the same thing. Stop there, you want to go a bit further on, there, as you show them that. To be fair, you move your head down, you look at it, that's the Queen of clubs. So again, a slightly wider look at how it would feel like. So I'm going to dribble down through the cards. I want you to say stop whenever you want. All the cards are different, obviously. Please say stop. You want to go on? Yeah, you do. Okay, there, happy with that? One more? One more. Okay, great. Please remember the card, and that's the 3 of clubs. I absolutely love that version of it. There's something that just feels so fair and so clean about the fact they're looking up as you look down. Now I want to show you then the next application of that, and this you'll see me performing it in the other sections. This is sniper double dribble, let's call it that. And this is a really great way. Let's imagine there's you and there's you. There's 2 people here. Here's what's going to happen. So to the first person here, I want you to say stop whenever you want, okay? So you just tell me when, say stop. Great, please remember that card. In fact, why don't you look at one as well? Thanks very much. 6 of hearts, 10 of clubs. And here's why that is so powerful, I think. The first thing is, method-wise, it's so simple. As I show him that, I'm looking down and the first sniper thing I see is 10 of clubs, which is that one there. I'm going to do a different card so there's no confusion actually. There you go. So that's the Queen of clubs. And then almost as an afterthought, I say, you know what, why don't you think of one as well? And I show him that. And all I'm doing there is reading the other mark. So as I go down here, I now look at that, which is the Queen of clubs, and now read 8 of hearts. Actually, why don't you look as well? Well, that as a picture in their mind, I asked the magician to stop. He looked down, he showed us 2 cards. He then told us what they were. That's incredibly strong, and it's super fast for you to get. This is it at speed. Ready? Please say stop. That one there, okay, why don't you look as well? That's the 9 of hearts and the King of clubs, and that's the double dribble sniper. Okay, so one of the wonderful things about the code is that everything I've shown you so far is using it whilst it's in stack. Of course, the beauty of this is you can use it as a regular deck, and the marks are so beautifully hidden. So let's imagine you've either given the cards to somebody else, you've shuffled them yourself. We are now in a shuffled regular deck position. So I've taken the cards back for someone who's mixed them. I want to be as fair as possible. I'm going to look away from you. I'm going to fan the cards like this, okay? I'm going to run my finger along, back and forward until you say stop. Whenever you say stop, that's the card you can have. Okay, stop, just there. Okay, so look, there's your card. Please remember it. Yep, fantastic. And push it right back in there. So bear in mind, of course, you could have stopped me wherever you wanted. You could have stopped me any one of the 52 cards, entirely up to you. So now think of your card, say it to yourself, and that is the 6 of hearts. Now this fan, this way of getting the sniper when you're fanning it actually was the brainchild of Steve Cohen, a brilliant magician from New York, who I've known for a number of years. He has also played with and started enjoying using the deck, which is very flattering. And he sent through this idea, which is a wonderful idea. I'm going to show you from the back, and you won't believe how bold it is when you actually see it. So I'm going to do the same thing from the front again. Please say stop there, just there. I now pull the card up. Now, JB from Theory 11 also came up with a very nice little wrinkle on this, which is just pulling it over to the left a little bit as you pull it out of the fan. As soon as they've said, yeah, they've seen it, I'm still looking away, I now knock it down so it's really deep in the fan. If it messes the fan up, doesn't matter, that's all good. Now this is a very important moment. I now come back to them. I do not go back to the peak. I come back to them and I will say to them, thank you so much for doing that. Remember, you absolutely could have stopped me at any one of the 52 cards. And in gesturing there to any one of the 52 cards, they will look, as do I, and I now get the peak. Now that is a very important thing. I'll show you what it looks like if you don't do that. So this is it done badly. Say stop just there. Great, pulling it out. Remember, you pull it to the left a little. Please remember the card, and now knock it in. That's great, thanks so much. I now know it's the 10 of clubs. But in doing that, you know I've looked around and looked straight at the mark. The other way, say stop, just there, fantastic. Please remember it. Very important as well, of course, you could have thought of any one of the 52 cards. I now know it's the 7 of diamonds. That little shift makes a huge difference to the experience of the person watching the magic. That is the Fan Sniper, and that is from the brain of Steve Cohen. A few little tweaks from JB. But come around the back now, because you're going to see how amazing that fan spread and sniper peek looks like from here. So the fan is spread, finger along the top, say stop whenever you want, just there, okay? I'm going to bring that card out and I'm going to bring it slightly to the left. There you go, please remember that card. And now come and I knock that back in. Now see what I'm doing is I'm really knocking it right down, right into there. So you know it's not going to be jutting out from the front. And I gesture to them. Remember, you could have thought of any one of the 52. I take my peek. That's when I close the fan up, as messily as you want, but you've got your peek. Let's do the whole thing at speed. So from there, here we go. Say stop just there. Great. Take the card out, bring it slightly to the left. Please remember it. Knock it back down. Look at that. Right there, clear as day. Could have thought of any one of the 52. Close up the fan, and away you go. Okay, so now I want to talk to you about using the code, but just using the marks on the left-hand side of the deck, so the actual card mark. So therefore the code becomes just a regular marked deck. There's a couple of wonderful ways that you can use this. Now the first is, if your deck is still in that stack, if it's still in the Tamariz stack ready to go for all the sniper peaks, what you can also do is ask someone to choose a card, as you would a regular deck. Now the wonderful thing is, as you're spreading those cards, each and every marking is going before my eyes, so I can now see the cards as they go by. So I can see that's the 5 of clubs, the King of spades, the Jack of diamonds, the 8 of clubs. So when I'm asking the person to choose one, if they go over and choose one, let's imagine it's that one, I would hopefully be able to see it's the 5 of clubs as he grabs that card out, because I'm reading the mark on the top left. But what if he grabs it, and he grabs it fast, or he grabs it and puts his hand over there and just takes it out? Do not worry. If you're in that stack and he's grabbed that out, remember the next card tells you the card above it. So by looking at this card, I now know that the card he's taken is the 5 of clubs. So it becomes almost like doing that peek there, the sniper peek, the Chris Kenner sniper peek, where you're holding the cards up and looking at the next one. So as long as the person grabs it, if you don't see it on the marking, so there he's gone for that, I know that's the King of clubs, but if I didn't know it, he takes it out, I look at the next one, it's the King of clubs. I can either have it placed back into exactly the same place, leaving them in stack, or I can give it to him and say put it anywhere you want, and then I'm into the effect. And it's a really powerful and deceptive tool. The next thing is, once that deck is shuffled, you then just have a wonderfully marked deck as a regular mark. And I want to show you how clear, so obviously that will apply, you can still do the same thing, they're just not stacked in order. But I want to show you how clear this marking is when you ribbon spread the deck on the table. So this is ribbon spreading the deck, and look how clear the marks are on these cards. 8 of diamonds, 5 of clubs, King of spades. Again, this goes back to that confidence of trusting no one else is going to see when they look over and choose one. So here's your mark of the exact card, so please point to a card. This one here, great, you know instantly it's the King of hearts. I'm going to look away. Please take it and have a look. I'm going to put it back, retaining the order of the cards there. And that's it. Okay, so Brittany, Tom, I just want to try something with you. Brittany, let me try this with you. So I'm going to turn away from you. I want you to cut some cards off the deck. You're going to sandwich them into your hands like that. Okay, so there is no corners, no nothing showing. Okay, wait till I've turned away. I'm turning away now. Please do that. Sandwich them in your hand. You can cut as few or as many as you want. It's entirely up to you.
Got it.
Okay. Tell me when you're done.
Done.
And it's all hidden, and that dropping sound
It's in a
your
tight
phone.
sandwich.
Fantastic.
Ready to eat it.
Okay, so the card that you looked at that you're now thinking of, what?
I didn't look at one. You told me to just cut the
Oh,
sandwich. Do you want me to look at the top?
no, sorry, that's my fault.
I could just quickly
No,
glance.
don't, because I've turned around now. So let's try something else. No, keep your hands together.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get a peek or anything. Just lift your hands up. Do you know how many cards you cut?
No.
Okay, let's try this. It's 28. You've cut 28 cards. Count them face up one at a time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 cards! Wow, that's incredible.
Thank you.
Did you just feel it?
Yeah, I tried to. So, yeah.
I'm shocked, actually. That's incredible. Because you really didn't feel it. I was sandwiching
Yeah.
and you just put your hands over mine. Wow.
And that
Andy.
that was my mistake, because what I wanted you to do was to look at a card
Yeah.
and do it that way. So will you do that for me now?
Yeah.
So wait till I've looked away, look at one, whichever one you've cut to. Again, as few as many as you want. Sandwich them between your hands.
Okay.
Okay, so
Top
sorry.
or bottom?
Whichever one you cut, because if you do it at the bottom, because then that's like,
Okay.
that's from the middle, so I can't know. I can't know
Perfect.
what it is. Okay, so I'm going to look away. Tell me when you're done. So look at the card this time. And are you sandwiched in the hands?
Sandwiched.
So I can turn around?
Yes, sir.
Great, okay. So now keep saying the name of the card to yourself again and again and again. Just say it and imagine that I can pick 3 of clubs.
Wow. Wow. Did you say something?
No,
I'm.
that's what she thought happened too. I'm not in on this story.
Who's in on it? I feel like someone is.
Just me, I'm
Just
afraid.
that.
I'm in on it with myself.
Wow.
Story of my life.
Incredible.
Okay, so I'm going to teach you homicide. This is the trick that started the entire journey of this code deck. Really, it was one of the very first things I invented. I made up a deck for myself and I used to use it all the time. So let me show you exactly what the trick entails. It has in it a wonderful lie that I really like, and I think it's really important within your performances to find little moments and little lies that keep you excited, so it doesn't just become I'm doing the trick, I'm going through the motions, but I'm really thinking about how long the drive home is going to be and what I'm going to have for supper tonight. I think it's really important to have those little things that you really enjoy playing, and this contains one of them. So the trick goes as follows. Sir, I'm going to ask you to cut some cards off the deck. When you cut them off, I want you to sandwich them between your hands like this. Make sure there are no corners, nothing showing. Okay, please, I'm going to look away. You do that. You can cut as few or as many as you want. It's entirely up to you. Tell me when you're done. Okay? Done that? Fantastic. Make sure everything's hidden away. Fantastic. Okay, I'm just going to move these out of the way. So, the card that you looked at, I want you to keep saying the name of... Oh, right, sorry, you didn't... Did I not tell you to... No, don't open your hands up. Sorry, it's really important I don't see anything. Did I not tell you to look at the card? Okay, sorry, that's a mistake. I should have done that. It's my fault entirely, don't worry. Okay, let's try something let's try something instead. Put your hands out, keep your hands together, but give me your hands. Do you know how many cards you cut? You don't, okay. You've got 23 cards in your hand. Did you count them out? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Fantastic, well done. Okay, so this time, that was my mistake. Exactly what I should have told you last time, but I forgot. You're going to look at the cards you cut to, sandwich it between your hands. Please do that now. I'm going to look away. Please do that now. Wonderful. Okay, give me your hands. Think of the card. 2 of clubs. Yeah, wonderful. Give him a round of applause. You've been fantastic. Thank you so much. So that is homicide. And that's doing it without anybody there, obviously. But you can see I've done it quite a lot and I know how it looks and feels. The lie, rather than just saying, I want you to cut some cards off, put them in your hand, and I'll tell you how many cards you've cut. It's a good trick. It's really good, but it's a little bit linear. It doesn't really, there's no mystery, there's no development there. So what I wanted to do was to achieve a moment that felt very alive, which is what that apparent mistake is. So I've asked them to cut some cards off. I do not say to them, please look at the card. I ask them to sandwich it in their hands, hold their hands tightly closed so I cannot see anything. They've done that, I come back and go, okay, now the card that I asked you to look at and you are hopefully remembering, and when they say, oh, I didn't, I just look for a signal. Sometimes people are a little bit timid and don't want to say it. I see confusion, I'll say to them, oh, did I not ask you to do that? Oh, okay, that's my mistake. Now again, very important that in playing that, I don't go, think of the card, oh, didn't I ask you to do that? That's my mistake, let's try something else. That just feels like lines. The idea is to actually go through that little process in your head. What would happen if I'd forgotten that? If I really was magic, if I really possessed skills, how could I turn this to my advantage? What else could I do? Okay, so think of the card. Sorry? Oh, didn't I? Oh, no, don't worry, that's my fault. Okay, it's my mistake, I should have asked you to do that. No, don't open your hands, I don't want to see anything. It's really important I don't see anything. So let's try something else. Do you know how many cards you cut? You don't, okay. Well, now that all feels like it's come out of the moment. And it feels very, very different from going, cut some off, you've got 17 cards. It feels like it's grown out of a mistake, which will win a bit of empathy for you. And then you've turned that round and done something remarkable. Now the second stage makes sense. I'm so sorry. So this time, this is what I meant to tell you last time, rather than just let's do it again, which I'm very guilty of anyway. But in this instance, hopefully it's not. Cut the cards, look at the card you've cut to, then sandwich them in your hand. Okay, so now he does that. Same thing. The glimpse that I get on both of these, cut some off, done that, great, I come back, I just move those out of the way, as though that's blocking the way to get to him. I just move them out of the way and say, let's just move those out of the way so I can come to you. And I do the same thing on both times. First time, glimpsing the number of cards that he has in his hand. And then the second time is glimpsing the card on the right, which will be the card that he has. In this case, that'll be the 3 of hearts. And if this is the first time he'd cut them, I'd look there, and that would be 28 cards. That is homicide. That is the trick that started this entire thing. I love it, and I love it as much as anything for that one moment of seeing the person go, oh, you didn't, oh, didn't I? I love that so much because it feels so real and alive. I hope it gives you pleasure to do it. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you the double deck routine. There are 2 versions of this. I love them both. They both feel quite different. One of them is a prediction, and then there's this one, which is live mind reading with an impossible any card at any number. Using 2 decks matched up like this goes way, way back. Hiromasa Fukai, Japanese magician in the late 80s, Darwin Ortiz recently, Al Baker, have all done great work with this stuff. This also was an idea thrown at us. Steve Cohen threw some ideas into this as well. So many thanks to those who are still around and those that aren't. Thank you very much, or thank you very much, depending on how you behaved. So here's the setup on this. It is so simple. One of the joys of this is you can give away a deck. I wouldn't suggest giving away one of these decks every time you do it. They're too lovely. New deck smell. But here's what you want to do. Get an indifferent deck. Any deck. And you are going to set it up in exactly the same order as your code deck. Okay? And so on. You don't need to see all 52 cards. Trust me, this one here and that one there are in the same order. Okay? The indifferent deck back into its box. And that deck, you're either performing with it or it's in your box. All that needs to happen is this. So, come on up. When I start, I would say to you, can I give you those to hold and put in your pocket? Thank you very much. You now have the indifferent deck. You're going to keep those as a gift. They're for you. Here's what we're going to do. This is a regular deck of cards. I'm going to dribble down. I'm going to, whichever one you are happiest with, whichever of those snipers you're happiest with, whether it's this one here, whether it's the dribble, whether it's over here, whichever one you want. But you are going to do sniper number. You're not looking at the card. All you are interested in is the number. And whatever number, if that was the card they stopped you at, 25 is what you need to remember. It doesn't need to be, say stop, you don't need the card. All I need to know is that was number 18. And that card is exactly the same order as this. It's the 18th card in this deck. Now, the explanation is so obvious and so linear and so direct. You think, how on earth could that baffle, fool, or amaze? But I promise you, when you do this, you will be staggered at the impact of it. To go through the presentation very quickly, I'm going to give you one of those. This is a deck of cards which I'd like you to just hold on to. Hold it tight in your hand, put it in your pocket, whatever you want. Just know that I can't get to it, which I can't. This is a normal deck of cards. I'm going to give them a little mix. I'm just doing a false shuffle. Any false shuffle you can do just helps. So, I'm going to dribble down. Please say stop whenever you want. Stop. You're happy with that one? Please remember that card. Great. Do not, let's do it this way actually, this is the way I normally do it. So say stop whenever you want. Stop, okay, please look at the card, remember the card? Great. They go away. All right, I want you to think of that card. Think of the card and just keep saying it over and over and send it to me. Imagine saying that to me. You've got a pack of cards in your pocket. I want you to deal down to the 9th card. Don't tell me the name of your card yet. Deal down to the 9th card. They take the cards out from their pocket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's the 9th card. I didn't pick what it was, so I don't know. What is the card that you thought of? The 9 of spades. Turn it over. Wallop. You can keep those cards. Thank you so much, and off you go. And that is the double deck, and it kills people. So, I want to try something with you. I'm going to give you these, which I would like you to sit on or put in your pocket or whatever you want to do for a moment. But also I'm going to give you this. Now this is, it's really important that you know you had this before we started. Yep. So I'm giving that to you now. I'm going to read that to you in a minute. It's scribbly writing. My writing is not great. So I'm going to read that to you in a moment. But important that you know you have that before we begin.
Okay. Hold on to this?
Yeah. Just hold on to that now. So let's try something in this beautiful, beautiful weather. I'm going to dribble through the cards and I want you to say stop whenever you want. Now it's really important that you know that this is fair. So I know that you do magic, so I can say this to you. I'm not going to use a short card, I'm not going to force anything, but if you think that there's something that I'm doing, just say, okay. And we can start again. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to look away.
Stop.
Are you happy with that? It's really important.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show you the card, please remember it.
Okay.
Okay? Happy? Do you want to do it again?
Nope.
Okay. I'm putting these away. I no longer need those. Oh, I didn't show you, by the way. They're all, well, you see them anyway, but they're all, it's a regular. I take the envelope. Now, you had that before we even started.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to show you on the camera and read this. So, I had the strangest dream last night. I dreamt that we would meet and that I would ask you to think of a card, okay? In the dream, you thought of a card and kept it a secret from me, and you haven't told me it. It is just locked in your mind at the moment. You then took a deck of cards in the dream, a deck of cards that I had given to you, and you started dealing through them. The card you were thinking of was the 16th card in the deck. Now, even though I gave you this card before we started, even though the cards are in your possession, I believe my dream will come true. Signed, Andy Nyman. Okay? So you have those cards that I gave you before we started. Do you want to just take those cards? In my dream, you dealt down to the 16th card, and that was your card. Okay. What is the card you are thinking of? You can say that now.
5 of spades.
5 of spades. Will you take the cards out? Deal them face up so we can see that they're all different. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. What was your card? 5 of spades.
Spades. Amazing. Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Good.
Wait, did you just read my mind? Is that what you did?
Yeah, that's all I did. Yeah, that's all I did.
I thought Andy was doing really amazing sleight of hand, but now I realize he probably just read my mind. Wow, that's really good.
Oh, Larry, thank you. Means a lot. Okay, now I'm smirking because I love this so much. This is the Dream Double Deck. So this is, in essence, exactly the same effect as Double Deck. It uses exactly the same method. So I'm not going to teach you exactly the same thing again, but basically you've given them a card, or you've given them the other deck, you've shown them their card, you've glimpsed the number. In this case, 20 is what I'm glimpsing. 20, okay? Let's remember that. The only difference is in the Dream Double Deck is I had a dream last night and I made a prediction. I wrote something down on this crumpled little envelope that I wrote on in the middle of the night in my spider scrawl handwriting and scrumpled it up. And when I woke up this morning, I had a feeling about this. So before we start anything, I'm going to give you this deck of cards and this envelope. I'm going to read that to you in a moment, okay? So they take that. You now go, there you go, into whatever card selection they go for. So let's just do it now for real. Here we go, say stop. There, please remember that card. 22 is what I'm remembering as I look down here. Please remember that card is what they're thinking of. 22. Now, let's go to the envelope. I'm going to read this out to you. Okay? Here we go. So, I had the strangest dream last night. I dreamt that we would meet and that I would ask you to think of a card. Okay? Now, in the dream, you thought of a card and you kept it as a secret. You then took the deck of cards I gave you and started dealing down through them. The card you were thinking of was the 22nd card in the deck. Even though I gave you this card before we started, even though the cards are in your possession, I believe that my dream will come true. Would you take the cards out and would you count down to the 22nd card? Now, they do, and it matches. All this is if you look on the card there, it's deliberately scrobbly written, but the number I've written is 28, the 28th card. All I'm doing is miscalling whatever number I see here. So if I saw that they'd chosen that, I would see it's the 12th card. When I come to read out, dealing down, the card you were thinking of was the 12th card in the deck. I miscall the number that is their matching number as though it's written here. Now, the other thing, it's so cheeky, but those simple methods are so disarming. The other thing that makes this really, I think, quite baffling is the fact I'm sort of showing the thing all the time. It's deliberately got some little scribbles on there, so it's hard to actually identify the location or anything. Even after I've read the number, the 12th one, all I do when I turn it around is I just put my finger over the number and I show it there, and I come back here. All of the heat now is on that deck of cards. Because remember, for an audience, what's happened is they've thought of a card. Even if I knew that, how could I know it's in there? And if I did know it was in there in that position, how would it be written down there? There's almost too many little layers for them to get to work out the method. And I urge you, if you ever are creating stuff on your own, some of those things like missed calls, you can absolutely kill people with. So that is a double dream deck. Hope you like it. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Don't look so scared. So, but I do want to give you something, okay? Now, it's really important that you know you've got that before we start. Okay?
Don't open it though.
Do not open it. My writing is terrible. I'm going to read that to you in a moment.
Okay.
But you just got it now. I'll give you those. Would you sit on them, put them in your pocket, whatever you want to do, Tom? Stick them behind you, whatever you want. So, it's mysterious, isn't it, that envelope?
She's dying to know what's inside.
It's a little note. It's a little note that I've written that I'll tell you about in a second. Okay. So look, here's what we're going to do. I think maybe... Why don't you do this? I'm going to do that, and I want you to say stop whenever you want. Okay? Very important that you know that it's fair. Okay? So if you're not happy where I've stopped, you say let's do it again.
Okay.
Okay? And I know that you will do that
She's
as well.
picky.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Ready, Julia?
Stop.
Are you happy with that?
No.
Okay. Do you want me to carry on or do you want to start again?
Start again.
Okay. It's fine.
Stop.
Are you happy with that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to look away. Please look at the card and remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Done. Happy?
Happy.
Honestly happy.
Honestly happy.
Okay. And I should show you these are all different cards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is what that is.
No.
I had a dream last night. Please remember that card. Did you see the card as well? Okay. I had a dream last night. Open the envelope. Take out the little card. Okay, and turn it round. So I'm going to read this out, but you can hold it. Don't read everything yet. Where are we? Okay, let's turn it here this way. I had the strangest dream last night. I dreamt that we would meet and that I would ask you to think of a card. Now, in that dream, you thought of a card and kept it as a secret from me. And you have kept it as a secret, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay? So you know the card, I cannot know this. This was my dream last night. You then took a deck of cards that I had given you and you started to deal through them. Now, you had this before we even started, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
The card that you were thinking of was the 28th card in the deck.
Okay.
Even though I gave you this card before we started, even though the cards are in your possession, I believe my dream will come true. And that's me signing Andy Nyman. Okay?
Okay. Let's count.
You have a deck of cards there. I want you to deal down to the 20. You can deal them face up so we can see they're all different. To the 28th. You stop when you get to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
What was your card?
3 of hearts. What? Am I pronouncing it right?
3 hearts. That was it?
Yeah.
Turn over the 28th card.
No, you work in team here. You just messing with me.
No, no, I'm not. That's good.
I don't believe this.
Well, I can't believe this. The police are here now to arrest me. The psychic squad.
No. Can't be right.
What?
You were in team.
No. I don't know how that was done. I didn't touch the cards.
And you swear to me?
Swear to you. That brain is fried.
Yes. It's too
Mine too.
much.
Me too.
And you-
And I usually know how this stuff works, but not this. This was good.
So the Dream double deck performance that you've just seen, it's not like we shot that 500 times until we found someone who said 28. I mean, that was just perfect. So sometimes when you're performing the Dream double deck, they will stop you on the 28th card. Or whatever card you've written down. I always write the 28th card on the card just in case. Seems to land that way for me a little bit. When that happens, as it did do in the performance that you'll see just now, it's a perfect effect. You leave them with the card, they can read everything and they have nowhere to go. So it's worth thinking about and always worth writing the number just in case. If you think that you said stop and I could have done on a few more, just say and we'll do it again. It's really important you know that this is fair. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to look away.
Stop.
Okay, please remember the card. Yeah. In fact, Tom, will you remember a card as well?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And Larry, will you just cut some cards off? Done. And look at the card you've cut to and hold them in your hand. Done. Okay. Look at me. Think of your card. Don't say anything. Look at me and think of your card. Don't say anything. Give me your hand. Yeah, you do actually. Thank you for asking. Okay, give me your hand. Okay, now just say the name of your card again and again and again. Say it again and again and again. King of Diamonds, Two of Clubs. Tell me if I'm right
King
or not.
of Clubs.
King of Clubs, Two of Diamonds. I crossed the thoughts. Wow, Jesus. Okay, over here, let's try this. So you've looked at a card. Okay. Just cover it. Cover them up and lift your hands up over here. Okay. Let's try this. Two of Spades.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Do me one more favour. Just hold on a sec. Keep your hand there. You've got 10 cards. You've cut off 10 cards, I think. Do you want to count them out?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Good. There you go. Okay, so this is the double thought and number. This is an effect that uses 3 people. So if you're in a crowd, if you're strolling, just with friends, it's a really good stand-up routine. It uses the double sniper. So here's the first part. 1, 2, 3 people. 1, 2. I'm going to ask you to say stop for me, okay? Say stop there. Please remember that card. I now get the glimpses, the sniper glimpses. I know he's looking at the King of Clubs. Why don't you look at one as well? That's the Two of Diamonds. So I remember King of Clubs, Two of Diamonds. Great. And in fact, would you cut some off for me, as many or as few as you want? Put them in and just hold them in your hand. Look at the card you've cut to. Okay, so he does that now. He takes off there. I'm remembering the Two of Clubs and the King of Diamonds. And I come over here and start the revelations. So over here, I'll go, okay, King of Clubs. No, Two of Diamonds, King of Clubs. Yeah, there's bound to be an offbeat. On that offbeat, I now look at the card that he is thinking of, and I also look at the number. So I go over here, so we've gone King of Clubs, Two of Diamonds. Yeah, great. On the applause. Two of Clubs. Yeah, and You're holding 27 cards in your hand. Count them out. Bum, 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 bum. We're done. So that is it. From that tum-tum little moves there, it gives you a 3-phase routine. So that's stop, revelations there, get the glimpse, come back, ask him to cut, reveal 1, 2, now I get the information. Let's have a look, think of yours. 2 of clubs, yeah, and now this is an idea of my friend Bernie Shines, and it's a beautiful idea. Rather than just saying you've got 27 cards in your hand, shh. You've got 27 cards in your hand. It's as though you've got some Rain Man skill where you can flick through and hear them. And that is, what am I calling it? Double Thornton number. Okay, I just want to spend a couple of minutes talking about the various pitfalls and traps of using the code, but actually not just using the code, using any marked deck that you happen to have or use. I've used marked decks for years and years and years, and these are little lessons that I've learned along the way. The first thing that is essential is the timing of when you take those sniper peeks, when you take those glances to get the information is absolutely everything. You know, there is a world of difference between going, say, stop, got it, okay, remember that card. Now, obviously I'm exaggerating a bit, but that is very obvious as opposed to, you know, okay, take a look at it, please, got it, that's great. You know, there's a softness, and it's not just about speed. The same with this version here, you know, this idea of going there, great, put it back. It's really important you remember it. And also, of course, you could have gone to any one of these. It really doesn't matter. You know, where you place the timing of that moment is the difference between fooling an audience or them going, let me see the deck. Is it a tricky deck? Sometimes with a marked deck, rarely, but sometimes people might think it is a marked deck and they want to take it and have a look at it. Well, it's very, very difficult for them to find marks because that looks like a normal deck of cards. It really, really does. When you know where those marks are, it might as well be written in gold with neon lights going around the side of it. But trust me, when you don't know, you cannot see them. And that's not just true of this deck, it's true of any well-designed marked deck. Psychologically, you just cannot see them. The minute you can see them, poof, it's right there, and I think that's exactly what you want. I've never liked marked decks that are coded, hidden. My code is big and bold and out there. You know, it stops you making mistakes. It makes me feel confident. And the only way you're going to grow in that confidence is the first couple of times you've done it and you think, oh my God. And then that will just blossom in you and you'll see how deceptive it really is. The other thing I think that will really help you with that, this deck, the code, has been designed so it looks exactly like a bike deck. I urge you, use this like your normal everyday deck. Shuffle it, play with it, get them signed, use it for gigs, use it when you're showing your friends, you know, destroy it. Because each time you buy one now, you're not going to have to buy the DVD and go through all of this stuff. I know that Theory 11 are going to do it so that you can just buy them almost like regular decks. They are specially printed, they are durable, but it is a real deck. Just use it for your, you know, use it as a regular marked deck and then set it up when you want to go into doing some of the great sniper stuff that I've taught you. Now, how do you set it up without knowing the stack? I do not know the Tamariz stack. So how would I go and learn that or go and set them up? It's so simple. Just take a step back for a second. The deck is numbered. That's one of the brilliant things. So all you need to do is to find the 4 of clubs, which is the top card, which is the only one without a number in the center. Once you've done that, I would go, this is how I do it. I go through the deck when they're face down. I look for all the ones that have got 0, 1, 0, 3, 0, 8. I put those down. If it's got a 1 something, I put those down, almost like I'm building suits. And what you end up with is 0 through to 9, 10s through to 19s, 20s to 29, 30s to 39s, 40 to 49, and then 50, 51. There isn't a 52 because there can only be 51 cards above it. Once you've done that, you're then literally going to look at the backs. Where's number 1? Where's number 2? Where's number 3? Where's number 4? And so on. And that's how you assemble it. There is nothing to learn. Don't worry. Play with it. Use it. The first couple of times you do it, you are going to fall in love with it. That is the code. I'm so proud of it, and I really, really hope you love using it. Thanks so much. Okay, so some credits. The first person I have to credit is Roy Johnson, who is a brilliant magician and creator. When I first came up with Homicide and then that grew into the code, I was delighted, and then I did some reading around and I realised that actually without the numerical system in the middle of the code, Roy Johnson years and years and years ago had come up with his version called Sum, Set Up and Marked. It is quite brilliant, his thinking is brilliant, everything Roy Johnson has ever done is amazing. I urge you to read him, so thank you Roy for your brilliant work. It's only fair to say as well that Phoenix, I believe, do a version of that deck now, and I'm sure it's wonderful. I want to give huge thanks to USPCC, who produce bicycle decks, for finally giving permission for a marked deck to be produced so close to bikes. It's amazing that they've finally done it. When I came to talk to Theory 11 18 months ago about this project, it felt like a pipe dream that we'd ever be able to get it to so close to a bike deck, because USPCC are rightly very, very protective of their designs. They've allowed us to get as close as possible, and it's just amazing to be able to have a marked deck that is that close. A few other thank yous. Enormous thanks to Juan Tamariz for allowing us to set up the deck in his Mnemonica stack. Mnemonica is his book that has the stack and all his amazing, mind-blowing material in it. I urge you, if you want to learn any of that, buy his book. Buy any of his books you can, they are all absolutely sensational. A few other thank yous. Steve Cohen, Chris Kenner, Bill Abbott, Bernie Shine are all wonderful magicians and wonderful thinkers who all pitched in with great ideas. Who else? I couldn't leave out Theory 11, Andre who's filming this, and JB, thank you for all of their brilliant support and encouragement. And also, of course, at Theory 11, Curtis Jenkins, who designed this deck and did such a beautiful job. He also designed Monarchs. Curtis, wonderful work, thank you so much. And this is my son Preston.